Is this thing on? You can hear me okay? I mean, if I'm going to ask that question, now is the time to ask that question. 'Cause I'm sharing my songs for you today. So before I get on to sing and play, let's see if you can hear me okay. By way of a sound check. If I strum, is the balance still alright? If I sing louder, will that give you all a fright? And I hope to give you earworms tonight. That's why we have a sound check. And now let's investigate whether it's still clear if I whisper a cappella. Or maybe if I talk over the strumming you can hear that better. So let us sound check. Is my voice sounding tinny or boxy? Is it bouncing off the corners of the room? I'll make the adjustments you think it needs, as long as you're not asking me to sing in tune. I guess we should test this thing. Okay, one more thing. Finally, I'll try out my falsetto. Yeah, maybe not. Actually, I did write the whole verse there. It's just that I couldn't find a way to end a line with the word cornetto, and I just thought, what's the point at that stage? But at least we had a sound check. Right, well that's that out of the way. We can get started. I'm gonna try a love song. I do try love songs occasionally just to demonstrate why I shouldn't be allowed to write love songs. This is called She Stole My Heart. I wonder as the evening sun goes down. I walk through the old churchyard at the quiet end of town to get my thoughts in order before I go to bed. But I never plan to fall for the undead. That is where I met her as she crawled out of her grave. She stole my heart and now she wants to steal my brain. It was love at first bite. She caught me in her trap. I held her hand in mine and then she made me give it back. I gazed into her skull as it sparkled in the moon before she led me to her tomb. For that is where I met her as she crawled out of her grave. She stole my heart and now she wants to steal my brain. Well, some say it's unnatural and some will want to judge, but it's no one else's business how I'm going to fall in love. I met her in the churchyard as she crawled out of her grave. She stole my heart and now she wants to steal my brain. Well, I don't mean to brag, and you maybe think I'm vain, but while some will go for looks, I think she wants me for my brain. Yeah, while some will go for looks, I think she wants me for my brain. All right, that's enough love songs. That's I've just been banned from writing any more. So, what I am going to do though, I think it's good at this time of year to celebrate the important events of the 25th of December and someone who was born on that date. So that's right. This song is about Isaac Newton and his cats. Apparently, I learned this summer. Isaac Newton apparently had cats. And it was a big problem because they would keep scratching at his door and putting him off, inventing gravity or whatever he was doing. And so eventually he got fed up and he got his college joiner to put a couple of holes in the door. So one big hole for the mother cat and a little hole for the kitten. And I love this story. And I discovered there was one tiny inaccuracy in this story, which kind of spoiled it a little bit, which is that it's completely made up. But I didn't let that stop me writing a song about it. So this is called Isaac Newton's Cats. You might have heard of Isaac, a genius, who worked out where the planets and their satellites would go. In his office, with his notebook and his papers at his side, he'd remain at rest until a force was applied. But a force that was unstoppable was never far away, racing to the door to disturb his working day. With great acceleration multiplied by mass, demanding to come in, were Isaac Newton's cats. What was he to do if they would not leave him be? Perhaps he'd take a break and sit beneath the apple tree. But the mother and her kitten would persist in coming back. The two-body problem, that was Isaac Newton's cats. He built up his momentum, he'd get into the zone. Then a scratching at the door would mean the kitties had come home. Standing it no longer, it was time for an upheaval that would lead to a reaction that was opposite but equal. What was he to do if they would not leave him be? Perhaps he'd take a break and sit beneath the apple tree. But the mother and her kitten would persist in coming back. The two-body problem, that was Isaac Newton's cats. A joiner came to college, put two holes in the door. The mother's was the bigger one and the kitten's hole was small. He understood the gravity of Newton's situation, restoring equilibrium and feline integration. That's what he'd do if they would not leave him be. He'd take a break and sit beneath the apple tree. The mother and her kitten would be happy to come back. The two-body problem, that was Isaac Newton's cats. So yeah, you'll find that song on an album that I put out on Bandcamp not so long ago. If you buy it, it's by my band, the Lambda Miners, who are mostly me, but also with the help of the excellent Marilisa Valtazanu, who provided backing vocals on that one. She also provided backing vocals on this one, but since she's not in the room with me, I have to get the devil's bagpipes out again. Good. I always check I'm in the right key. After I tried doing a song in an open mic with a harmonica the other week, and I had the wrong harmonica in, and I only discovered halfway through the song, so it just turned into jazz night. Anyway, this one is about Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet, I noticed, has just turned round. It's just a little bit more than halfway around the sun. And I was thinking, for all the things in this world that are dreadful, of which there are many, you'd like to think that if you only visit every 80 years or so, things would get better every time you visit. And, I've decided that Halley's Comet is an optimistic little comet. And please let's not let it down. It's called Halfway Around the Sun. The last time that I saw them was not a pretty sight. Fallout and scandals and the customary fights. Even I could tell you that was not the hand of God. I could barely watch. They sent a crew to meet me, but they never made it home. Now I travel through the blackness, decades on my own. Now I've gone as far as I can go. It's time that I returned to see what my friends have learned. I hope it's going well, and I hope they're having fun. I look forward to my visit when it's 2061. I wonder what has happened, what humankind has done, while I'm halfway around the sun. They thought I was an omen when they saw me overhead. I filled the Anglo-Saxons with a sense of fear and dread, witnessing the battle like each time before and since, wondering who really wins. But every time I come around, I see the steps they've made. Maybe there is hope and there's no need to be afraid. So it's time that I went back again for just another try, a mysterious light in the sky. I hope it's going well, and I hope they're having fun. I look forward to my visit when it's 2061. I wonder what has happened, what humankind has done, while I'm halfway around the sun. Time to turn around. You're not gonna let me down. I hope it's going well, and I hope you're having fun. I look forward to my visit when it's 2061. I wonder what has happened, what humankind has done, while I'm halfway around the sun. I hope that you are happy and I hope you live in peace. I look forward to the progress that I'm surely gonna see. I wonder if I'll celebrate what humankind achieved while I was halfway around the sun. Halfway around the sun. Yeah, I'm gonna stay optimistic, despite all the evidence to the contrary. All right, let's stay in space for one more song. This is a kind of a tribute to the Mars Curiosity rover. So I don't know about you, but if I went on a 2-year job and then 14 years later I was still doing it, I'd be getting a little bit fed up. So, yeah, this is my tribute to Mars Curiosity rover that is roving on. That's just called Curiosity. I was born for adventure, to travel to distant worlds and serve your curiosity, the flame that ever burns. So many years ago they launched me from my home. I landed in a crater, still, that's where I roam. It's hard to breathe, the ground is dry, there's 2 moons in the rusting sky. I don't think I'm in Kansas anymore, but now my gadgets are deployed. I'll check the weather, dig the soil to find whatever you are looking for. I traverse the foothills around Aeolis Mons, the rivers and the lakes, once here are now long gone. But thirsty as I am, I will persevere. The mission must continue as long as I am here. It's hard to breathe, the ground is dry, there's 2 moons in the rusting sky. I don't think I'm in Kansas anymore, but now my gadgets are deployed. I'll check the weather, dig the soil to find whatever you are looking for. By now I must have proven my worth. When will they let me fly back to Earth? It's hard to breathe, the ground is dry, there's 2 moons in the rusting sky. I don't think I'm in Kansas anymore, and 10 years on I've done my best. I've worked so hard, I need some rest. It's time to send the humans to explore. It's time to send the humans to explore. I'm just seeing the comment in the chat. I know they say don't read the comments, but I'm reading the comments. And there is a particularly marvellous comment there that says, yeah, if I was expected to live 2 years and I was alive 14 years later, I'd be very happy. Yes, that is a very good point. All right. Let's put Jones the string away and bring out Bob. I'm sure it's perfectly normal to name your instrument. I find it perfectly normal to name my instrument. This is called Bob because it's in B-flat tuning. Simple as that. Anyway, this is a song about a line I heard in a Doctor Who episode that stuck with me. We're all stories in the end. Just make yours a good one. It's called Stories. Soothsayers, dragon slayers, troubadours and mimes, allegories, metaphors, comments on the times. Darth Vader, Luke and Leia, Hamlet and Macbeth, unexpected journeys filled with laughter, tears and death, with heroes and with villains singing songs of love and war. Are there new tales to tell anymore? When a memory's forgotten, that is where we find our stories. Everyone's a story in the end. everyone's a story in the end. Is yours a tragedy with suffering and hurt? Or are you in a thriller with dramatic twists and turns? Is it an epic like the sagas of the past? Do you play the lead or are you supporting cast? Are you the exposition or are you the light relief? Do you play the joker or the thief? When a memory's forgotten, that is where we find our stories. Everyone's a story in the end. Everyone's a story in the end. Ours is being written now, so let's make it good. See you in Hollywood. When a memory's forgotten, that is where we find our stories. Everyone's a story in the end. When a memory's forgotten, that is where we find our stories. Everyone's a story in the end. Everyone's a story in the end. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I'm during the day. Actually, I'll be honest, during the day in the last week I've been overthinking what to put in my Festival of the Living Room set. But usually when I'm not doing that during the day, I'm attempting to teach and research computer science. And the reason I got into computer science, I think like many people, is I thought that computers would be a great way of saving us doing all of the drudge work so that we could have more time to be creative. Now, as far as I can tell, the tech industry has the opposite view, that it would be better if computers spent all of their time being creative, so we would have more time to do the drudge work. So this song is my plea to the tech industry to, for goodness sake, stop it. It's called Don't Go Breaking My Art. Let's see what I did there. They gave us writing, then they gave the wheel. Bronze and iron, then they gave us steel. They gave us tools for harvesting the crops that we can unbox and sell in online shops. They saved us from famine and disease. They saved 100 weight of elbow grease. They saved us from living in the dark. But I don't want to be safe from making art. Don't go breaking my art. Don't go breaking my art. Take the drudge away, give us time to play, but don't go breaking my art. We have robots that clean and mop the floor. Don't do much housework anymore. We keep ourselves warm by flicking switches. Use machines for doing the dishes. The future's an amazing place to be, since technology began to set us free. They saved us doing things we'd rather not, but I don't want to be safe from making art. Don't go breaking my art. Don't go go breaking my heart. Take the drudge away, give us time to play, but don't go breaking my heart. Spot the key change there? I see some nodding. A robot would never have put a key change there. So we all hail our robot overlords, while it's up to us to sing and strum the chords. We'll keep on practicing our parts, because we don't want to be safe from making art. Don't go breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. Technical improvements don't stop us being human, so don't go breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. Take away our loads, but don't save us from our souls. Don't go breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. Yes, thank you. I will do another computing one though. My mum always used to say that I shouldn't play so many computer games. I mean, this is back in the 80s when computer games were, you know, Chucky Egg, Pac-Man, all the classics that I still enjoy playing. We actually have a Pac-Man machine in our department, which is because of course we do. Anyway, she said, no, there's no educational value to these things. You shouldn't play them so much. Now, I don't think that's true. I learnt an important life lesson from Pac-Man, for example, which is that every time you succeed at something, you just have to do it all over again, but this time you have to do it better and faster. So Pac-Man is basically an analogy for everyday life. So this song is about that. It's called Blinky, Pinky, Inky and Clyde. And like life, it starts quite gently. Left or right, life is a maze. Always running, stay in the chase. Can't stand still, or you're caught in a trap. Got to know your way round the map. Stay alert, earn your keep. In every corner there's something to eat. Be good, clear your plate. Power up, keep the spectres at bay. And your reward for every success is the more you win, the faster life gets. So level up, there's nowhere to hide from Blinky, Pinky, Inky and Clyde. Level 2. Slay your demons, ward off the ghosts, relax for a couple of seconds at most. For 60 levels and 10, they're always back to haunt you again. Like Patrick McGowan fleeing from Rover, it's when not if your game is over. Escape to the east, back on the west. No time to pack up and get some rest. And your reward for every success is the more you win, the faster life gets. So level up, there's nowhere to hide from Blinky, Pinky, Inky and Clyde. of a brief instrumental level. Like Patrick McGowan fleeing from Rover, it's when, not if, your game is over. Escape to the left, back on the right, stay in the shadows and keep out of sight. And your reward for every success is the more you win, the faster life gets. So level up, there's nowhere to hide from Blinky, Pinky, Inky and Clyde. So the good news is that, at least for some people, life has a cheat mode that you can just engage again and again. And your reward for every success is the more you win, the faster life gets. So level up, there's nowhere to hide from Blinky, Pinky, Inky and Clyde. But no matter how often you engage that cheat mode, eventually you just get a little bit overconfident and you do something that you're just not capable of, and it all falls apart. And your reward for every success is the more you win, the faster life gets. So level up, there's nowhere to hide from Blinky, Pinky, Inky and Clyde. Game over. Oh, I'll put that thing away because I've been mistreating it a little bit. Right, I'm staying with 4 strings. In fact, I'm also going to stay with computers for a little bit. This song, you can hear a marvellous version of this song on the Filk Song Swap album by Danny Orthanc. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'll go with Danny Orthanc. I believe it's Matricula. And I do it on either ukulele or piano, but it's got all the synths and I love it. This version doesn't have all the synths. I kind of co-wrote this with Ada Lovelace in a sense. I didn't ask her permission to say that. It's quite hard to ask her permission. But I basically stole a lot of the things that she put in her writings. And she had a particularly poetical way of saying things. So it's called Poetical Science. Of Lovelace, Byron's child, enchantress of numbers, who yearned to fly. Bride of science with a brilliant mind, sharing ideas ahead of her time. I can't give you poetry, but if it's all the same to you, poetical science, that'll have to do. Numbers, said Ada, are there all around in any process, in pictures and sound. I can't give you poetry, but if it's all the same to you, poetical science, that'll have to do. Unseen worlds around us slide into view. The future was coming, made anew. I can't give you poetry, but if it's all the same to you, poetical science, that'll have to do. I can't give you poetry, but if it's all the same to you, poetical science, that'll have to do. Hey, thank you. I'll do one more with this thing, then I'll go back to Jones the String. But I want to do this one called "Are We Alone?" particularly because the idea for this song came after hearing Lawrence Day singing "Earth Type Worlds" at a couple of Festival of the Living Rooms ago, and some of the chat, I can't remember exactly what people said in the chat, but something in the chat inspired this one. So it's basically about how we've been sending signals out into space for long enough and we haven't had any reply. Is it that they haven't noticed, there's nothing out there, or is it just that they're watching us and they think, well, I'm not going there? So, called "Are We Alone?" Is anyone tuned in to Earth FM? Does anybody want to be our friends? If there's life among the stars as we believe, the chances are, will they come and take a look, or do they wish that we'd shut up? Is there a signal in the noise? Are we just yelling in the void? We send and we retry and we hope for a reply. They must have heard it all, but they won't return our calls. Will we ever welcome guests into our home? Are we forever on our own? Are we alone? Are we alone? Do we believe that we deserve their trust when they see how we treat those who aren't like us? Do they think we'd get on well when we can't get on with ourselves, and we always put the blame on whoever's not the same? If they risk their lives to seek out distant worlds, to meet the bipeds they have long observed, would we love them as our neighbours? Would we treat them as invaders? Do they think they'd be believed when they say they come in peace? Will we ever welcome guests into our home? Are we Thank you. Right, I'm going to try telling you a horror story, and given it's a horror story, I think it's required that I get the implement back. So this is a horror story of the kind that I bet you have all encountered, probably very recently, probably quite regularly. It's called simply The Meeting. Productivity was high in the office. This morning we were truly on a roll. I just resolved an issue that had bothered me for weeks, and we were marching on toward another goal. But the afternoon was rudely interrupted by a chorus of, "You've got mail." You called us to the conference room because you had some facts and you needed to inform us straight away. So now I try to remain open-eyed as you wade through 97 PowerPoint slides, and I dream of all the other ways that I could spend my life beside a meeting that could have been an email. You didn't even order any coffee. How do you think we'll stay awake? You thought that you could bribe us all with sugar and with snacks, but 17 slides in we're out of cake. I'm pretty sure you said all this last Monday. Do you really need to show us all those graphs? Still, at least I got here early for a good seat at the back with a crossword to help the hours pass. While I try to remain open-eyed as you wade through 97 PowerPoint slides, and I dream of all the other ways that I could spend my life beside a meeting that could have been an email. Bullets covered, projectors powered off. Thank goodness it's time to get on with our jobs. Oh God, no, someone's asked you a question. You were nearly done and now there's more to say. Did you know that when you're not around we like to get things done? But now I've written off what's left of today, and instead I try to remain open-eyed as you wade through 97 PowerPoint slides, and I dream of all the other ways that I can spend my life besides a meeting that could have been an email. Would anybody notice if I disappear? If you've got some information then you haven't made it clear. I expect you are wondering why you called us here to the meeting that could have been an email. I don't think you'll remember, but I met you long ago. This message is addressed to someone that I used to know. I know the others don't enjoy the things you like to do. You're only understood by that 8-bit CPU. The kids all think you're weird, don't fit in with the rest, and I suppose, in a way, they're probably correct. And everything right now must seem unreasonably hard, but you haven't found the words yet to decipher who you are. I don't think you'll remember, but I met you long ago. This message is addressed to someone that I used to know. You might feel like an alien, abandoned here at birth. Your mission to observe the folks who roam planet Earth. You're going to feel you don't belong from time to time. You'll teach yourself to fake it and how to toe the line. I don't think you'll remember, but I met you long ago. This message is addressed to someone that I used to know. Your silly sense of humour, you'll wear it as a mask, and it fits, but you can take it off when you get the chance. And you won't hide forever, nose inside a book. The world is full of more like you if you know where to look. Hello. I don't think you remember, but I met you long ago. This message is addressed to someone that I used to know. And I can't send a postcard back to 1985, but I promise you that one day soon you're going to find your tribe. Alright, we're nearly at the end now, so let me just rant about something. I was walking down the corridor and you were just behind. You followed through the door. I held it to be kind. Now I really shouldn't care, but you didn't thank me, and I do not wish you lasting harm. But if I may speak frankly, may the laces on your shoes come loose, however tight you tie them. May your chips be undercooked, however long you fry them. May the flat pack you ordered come with a missing screw. May you feel the urge to sneeze, but never do. I hope the whole music's out of tune as you spend an hour waiting, and the chocolate chips in your cookies always turn out to be raisins. I sang that one at a pub open mic a few weeks ago, and someone was very upset because they said they liked raisins, which is fine by me. More chocolate chips for me. You came around the corner, running for the bus. I was here long ago, but still, you got on first. Now there's room for all to take a seat. It's not so full today, and I'm not one to hold a grudge, but still I have to say, when you go to the checkout, may you pick the slowest queue. When you search the web for answers, may they only be on YouTube. May the phone in your office ring at 1 minute to 5. May you always be out when the courier arrives. Now actually this song has lots and lots of verses. Well, they're not really verses, are they? They're kind of half verses, half choruses. So I think I like to call them curses. Anyway, the full version goes on for about 9 minutes, and I'm not going to do that to you. No, there's time, but I'm not going to do that to you. But I will do one of the extra ones. I hope the temperature is slightly off when you're in the shower. May your train be delayed by roughly half an hour. May you struggle for a rhyme for the keywords in your song. May everyone who tries to parody it always get all the scansion just that little bit wrong. And may the laces on your shoes come loose, however tight you tie them. May your chips be undercooked, however long you fry them. May the flat pack you ordered come with a missing screw. May you feel the urge to sneeze, but never do. I hope the whole music's out of tune as you spend an hour waiting, and the chocolates, chips in your cookies always turn out to be raisins. I hope the chocolates, chips in your cookies always turn out to be raisins. So I've actually got marginally longer than I thought left, so I've got a chance to put my request in to Santa Claus. This actually, I put this out on Bandcamp last week, again with the help of the excellent Marilisa Valtazano, who provides backing vocals and harmonies. It's free on Bandcamp. If you do want to make a donation, that would be very kind of you. Any donation I get for it is going to my local food bank, so that people get a slightly nicer Christmas than they otherwise would have. So, please make me have to donate more if you feel the urge. So, one that's blue and one that's black, a red one lurking at the back. There must be something else in there to turn a single to a pair. Open up the other drawer, hoping that there'll be one more. Two are green but one has holes, and now my feet are getting cold. So dear Santa, can you help? Can you pass this message on to your chief elf? All I want for Christmas, all I want for Christmas, all I want for Christmas is socks. Okay, I reckon I have enough time for this final one, which is, I used to like sport. I'm not really into it so much anymore. And I don't suppose there's a lot of overlap between filkers and sports fans, but I'm sure there's a few. So this is a bit of obscure sporting knowledge of a sporting hero from the 1970s. If that's not your strong point, then I wouldn't worry about it, because I made him up anyway, so it's all fine. It's called Champion of the World. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine and listen to his tales as he sits at the barroom table, nursing his golden ale, recounting how he'd take on the best and travel far and wide. He's lived an extraordinary life, and you wouldn't think it to look at him now, but when he was in his prime, he was the rock, paper, scissors champion of the world in 1979. He was unseeded that year, thought he was out of the hunt. His rock had become predictable, his scissors always blunt. But he fought his way to the final, and when it was time to decide, the paper he threw was inspired. And when the top players came up against him, they felt he was reading their mind. He was the rock, paper, scissors champion of the world in 1979. Reliving his former glories with a wistful look in his eyes. Don't play him for money, he'll take the prize. And you wouldn't think it to look at him now, but when he was in his prime, he was the rock, paper, scissors champion of the world in 1979. He was the rock, paper, scissors champion of the world in 1979.